The Lunchroom on RCI, Monday to Friday, 12:45 to 2 p.m. The Lunchroom, informative, enlightening, provocative, engaging. The Lunchroom on RCI, food for thought. The station that gives you, more lunch.
Afternoon and welcome to the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International for Wednesday, the 26th of November 2025. We're on to program number 1492 of the Lunchroom, and I'm your host, Calix George Jr. Of course, you can get us at our website, rcisaintlucia.com. We're also streaming live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And you just have to search for the official page of Radio Caribbean International. Please be sure to like and share that link as well with your friends and family. Of course, we're about 5 days away from the polling day here in St. Lucia, so we'll be talking about that a little while later as both parties have now released their manifestos. So we'll have a look into that for a bit. But first, of course, something that's happening pretty soon, and that is the National Day and the start of the Christmas season, and very many people look forward to the Festival of Lights and the Lantern competition. And so we'll be speaking with some representatives of the Cultural Development Foundation about that upcoming event. But first, I look back to some history on this day. Back in the year 1789, the United States celebrated its first national Thanksgiving. In the year 1865, Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll was published for the first time in America. And in 1922, on this day, the English archaeologist Howard Carter opened the nearly intact tomb of Tutankhamun in Egypt. And of course, we now move across to our dish of the day.
Hospitals tells a story of someone's mother, someone's brother, someone's friend. And when that story of care is complete, it's time for the next chapter, home. But too often, discharged patients are left waiting hours, days, weeks, sometimes months, not because they want to stay, but because no one comes. We understand life gets busy, but every extra day they wait means another patient, perhaps in pain, perhaps in crisis, can't get the bed they desperately need. So when the call comes that your loved one is ready, please be ready too. Pick them up, bring them back to the comfort of family, where healing truly continues. Because caring doesn't end at discharge, it continues with you. A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
And welcome back to the Lunchroom here at Radio Caribbean International. Of course, it is the season of celebration, sort of the what most people look forward to towards the end of the year, that of Christmas. And of course, here in St. Lucia, we also celebrate our National Day, the Feast of St. Lucy, and of course, the association with light in that regard has certainly been a major part of kicking off the Christmas season here in St. Lucia. Certainly one of our oldest celebrations. Now, the Cultural Development Foundation, they have responsibility for the putting on of the Festival of Lights, and they've been doing so for a very long time. And as well, a staple on that is the creation and visualizing of different lanterns. And certainly people look forward to seeing the creativity of young and old when it comes to creating these wonderful illuminated pieces. So, to tell us about the initiative this year, I'm very pleased to have here with me Mr. Anthony Wilkie Jr. He's no stranger to the program. Marketing,
Senior Officer, Training, Promotion and Development.
Okay. Sorry about that. That's the correct designation. And somebody I know very well, of course, Stacey Dalsey. you want to give us your designation as well, please?
So Tracy Dalsey, Director of
Tracy
Training,
Dalsey.
Promotion and Development.
Wonderful. And of course, welcome to the program. Tell us
Thank
a little bit
Thank you so
about how that is going to be going through with respect to the that program. Of course, the 12th, a lot of people are looking forward, the eve of the Lantern, well, the eve of National Day, and of course the Lantern Festival.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Calix. And of course, the introduction, I must say, speaks wonderfully to what we actually want to promote. But even before we get to Festival of Lights, what we really want to champion at this time is our lantern competition. And that is a major component towards the Festival of Light itself. And of course, we always try to champion the cause for artistry, creativity, and so on through our traditions and beyond. And of course, the lantern competition is no stranger to the St. Lucian Society. But this year in particular, we have taken the opportunity to revise this age-old tradition, as you would put it, and really try to modernize it and see how we can be up with the times and make it more interesting. Of course, we want this year as a major component to really, really reach out to all our creatives and ensure that all our artists and creatives understand that this is not only for lantern builders. As long as you are creative, whether you are into arts and craft, you're into wood sculpting, no matter what it is, we encourage you to try your hand at creating a lantern. This year we want to see more diverse entries into the competition. I don't want to say we want to stray away from the traditional cardboard, but we want to push the boundary. We want to see some really illuminating features, as you said, this year. And that's really why we're here. We want to ensure that the public, amidst all what's going on right now, they're aware that our traditions are still upfront and they are most important, most valuable. And the lantern competition is a key part, especially to this time of year. And as you mentioned, it's spills over into the Christmas. It heralds in the Christmas tradition in St. Lucia. And the lantern competition actually feeds into Festival of Lights. This year for Festival of Lights, our key focus is the parade, the lantern parade in particular. So as you can clearly see, there's connectivity happening. It's from one point to the next, and nothing is really happening in isolation, which is actually by design. We have actually thought about it, and we want as a CDF to have programming that ties one into the other. So nothing seems in isolation. Again, going back to the idea of why we want to incorporate as many creatives as possible, and not only those who are traditional lantern builders. So that's what we're here to talk about.
Normally, I mean, like, let's say over the years, what number are we speaking about in terms of entries into the
terms of
competition?
entries, well, this has been, like you said, this has been a tradition that's been going on for many years, and the numbers have fluctuated. There has, as far as I've been told, there have been years where there have been hundreds of lanterns, to the point where it literally took the entire day. Yeah, there was no space in the cultural center. Of course, you know, as time progresses, people change focus and so on. So you see the numbers dip but then rise again and so on. So this year, we want to see our numbers getting back to those hundreds. Yeah, as close as possible. And not only in terms of the traditional, but we want to see, again, those modern contemporary lanterns coming out. We want to encourage our artists to tap into those eco-friendly materials, you know, tap into what is more diverse, what is more currently environmentally friendly, that sort of thing. So we want to see beyond. Yeah, the future is now, as we like to say. So we want to see how we can incorporate that into the lantern. And particularly, we are interested in getting our artists to focus on the three categories that exist within the lantern competition. We have a traditional category, a national category, and a modern contemporary. Now, of course, all three of those have their importance. And although we're championing this year in particular for the modern contemporary, we want to ensure that our artists understand the differentiation between the three. Under the traditional category, we look at traditional architecture, things that are innately St. Lucian, churches, even the National Cultural Center. These are the kinds of imagery and portrayals that we expect to see under that category, as well as, of course, using the traditional method of the lantern, which is the cardboard, the crepe paper, etc. Under the national component, the national category, those are more thematic. They speak to national pride, patriotism, etc. So when we look at those lanterns, we want to see off the bat that, hey, this is speaking to nationalism. And of course, modern contemporary is where you are able to go as crazy as possible. And I stress on that because even though in our revamping, we have removed a limitation, so to speak, that has been pointed out by some builders. In prior years, we've had, again, to use the word limitation, because that's the word that they use. We've had a restriction in terms of the size of the bills. But we've noticed that that sort of limits persons, and they've said that. So we removed that component to it, or that restriction, therefore. And this year, the only, or I should say one of the major things we're focusing on is portability. As long as you can individually carry that lantern in the lantern parade, you can make it larger than life itself. Yeah, so there's no limit to the size, but you must be able to carry it. So I throw that challenge out there to all the creatives, and I know there are some.
Well, it's an interesting point because you say one individual has to be able to carry it, or is it that you can have? Because I have a memory back, long ago, participating in the Lantern Festival. And I remember having about maybe 6 of us had to carry this lantern. It was quite a task, really.
The whole task of us trying to get it to be one person is when lantern started out, it was something to add light to your home. And you want to kind of still have that imagery of our ancestors carrying that lantern to shed light. And Anthony has been stating artiste, and I'm really loving that he said a challenge, because we also know there are individuals who probably have never tried their hand at this, but are curious. You're probably an inventor, an engineer. We're calling you to come down this Saturday to the Cultural Center, the CDF grounds, where we will be having a training. The training starts at 10 a.m. and you don't have to have any experience. Come with an idea. Come get somebody who's experienced to train you. And from there, you don't know what will blossom out of it, because next Saturday is the competition. And at the competition, we want to have hundreds of lanterns. Or if we cannot get 100, we'll take 50. But we want to have solid lanterns. And we know some people have been doing lanterns. For instance, imagine Calix did a lantern, Anthony. That means that a lot of people have been doing lanterns, and it was something a very long time ago. But it was something growing up that a lot of kids did in school, and probably you're doing a lantern and don't even realize you're doing a lantern by cutting out something, putting some holes, making a design, putting a light fixture in it, and making it illuminate. Just for the fun of it, we're telling you, come back and have fun with your culture this year. Come on down to the Cultural Center, learn how to do the lantern on this Saturday. Work on it the week, come into the competition. Our forms are on our website. Come into the competition, participate. And you might just win $1,000 first prize in the adult category. Or if you're a child, in fact, again, I'm happy that all ages were mentioned. If you're a child, the first prize is $500. But the overall winner gets $1,500.
Okay.
Can you picture? You try your hand at something and you might just leave there with $2,500. These days with Christmas coming, and I don't have to speak about Mr. Greedy Cho. It's the season for giving. You want to give some stuff, come out and try to get that $2,500 prize from the first prize category, and who knows, the overall lantern.
Wonderful, Tracy. Now, but tell us a little bit about the categories. So you mentioned that you have an adult category and a children's category. What are the ages?
Okay, so Anthony already mentioned the 3 categories that that are being considered. Traditional.
Right.
We have national
and modern contemporary.
Right. Under each of these categories, there are there's the youth and there's the adults.
Okay.
From 17 down, you're youth. So you can be in preschool, because we know there are gifted preschoolers.
We had preschoolers who won last year, actually.
Exactly.
I think they placed first last year. Yeah,
so if you have a preschooler who has a creative idea, send them to the competition. If you're an adult, you can be 80, 100. We're not discriminating. As long as you can find yourself registered and you can reach the cultural center, we will display your lantern. And if you're not doing it for the competition, but just the spirit of celebrating your culture, we ask you to come on down. And of course, on the 12th, we will be having that parade where you will get to walk through the streets of Castries with your lantern in hand. celebrating that
So
rich
things have changed a
heritage.
little bit. So there's actually a competition which is held at the Cultural Center.
Yes.
Now, give us the details on that competition. When is it going to be? I mean,
Okay, so
is
the
there a
lantern
registration fee?
competition.
What's going on?
Yes, so the lantern competition is going to happen on the 6th of December. That's Saturday 6th at the National Culture Center from 10 a.m. And that's where we're going to have all those major features. There is a registration fee per lantern for the it's not even a fee really and truly.
Yes.
It's a contribution.
Just to make sure
you
you
know?
get there.
All right. So adults it's $25 and for children it's $15. So like I said, it's a contribution. I mean, we all know the economic times that we're living in. $25 come. Yes. So everyone is invited, and that's really and truly all the stipulations there are to this. It's as simple as coming up with a concept, putting in the hours to make it happen, and coming out and vying for that chance to win a lot of money.
And on the website, in fact, another thing that we're doing this year is we're actually revising. We had this lantern booklet that we're going to be revising. So it's going to be available soon on our website, where you can also, apart from that book, you can also go on YouTube. Our YouTube page actually has a step-by-step guide done by Ms. Delphia Natron on how to do lanterns. So if you don't make a lantern this year and you're interested in lanterns, say, okay, take all day.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. So you did mention, of course, the three categories. Are there any other areas that I mean, what would the judges be looking for in determining what would be a good lantern?
Well,
It must have lights. First of all, it must have lights.
that's what I was gonna get at. First and most importantly, it must be a lit structure. So the lighting, the lighting must come from the inside. So having lights on the outside will sort of eliminate your lantern. So all the lighting fixtures must be covered. Of course, we cannot stress the importance of light being the key thing. But aside from that, it's a matter of the creativity. Yes. How well do you portray this idea that you have in your head?
That light source, I mean, could you have candles? Could you have... what
well,
are you talking about?
we're encouraging battery powered again for the purpose of having that lantern parade. I mean, it's 2025. We can even do solar powered, you know.
Good
But
thing is Christmas now. Everywhere have the Christmas lights with the battery packs, so you can actually just go anywhere and get your battery packs right now. There's a particular place, since it's not a paid announcement, I'll not say where you'd get it for less than $10. So you can make that. You have the creativity, you have the lighting, you have the craftsmanship, because you want to make it look siax, you want to make it look good, right? And of course, we must ensure the portability.
yes, that portability very very key. I mean,
You're a strong man, eh?
well, even if you are, you still must be able to carry it, right? So that is also very key. But it's really a simple competition, and we want to, in as much as it's a competition, we want to encourage people to come and just be part of the tradition. Come and have fun. Make it a family affair. Bring the kids out to come and just see the artistry, get inspired, and again to usher in that Christmas spirit and that sense of togetherness and so on.
Can you have multiple entries?
Yes, you can. Actually, every participant is allowed 2 entries per category.
Okay.
So
A maximum of 6.
So you have 6 shots at winning that money.
Oh, yes. And some people do use up those shots.
Most certainly.
Okay.
So the other thing about it that we must recognize is that it's not just about the participants, it's also about the public. And on December 6th, we're inviting the public to come down. If you were a little bit, maybe you're too busy, you can't do it, it's a family event. Picture bringing your toddler, your teenager to see something that you were part of when you were young. It might just motivate a family lantern next year. Maybe we'll have the Calix Judge family lantern next year being featured, or you have who knows? Anthony might have a family lantern as well. No, staff is not allowed to participate.
Well, definitely that sounds very, very exciting, and we do hope that lots of people actually come out to support that event. And as you said, the competition starts from 10 o'clock on Saturday, the 6th of December.
Yes.
And then the actual parade is part of the
Festival of Lights, which is on the 12th of December.
On the 12th of December.
Correct.
What time would the parade normally be? Is it like 10
we
o'clock?
aim to normally start around 7 p.m. Yes.
And with fireworks.
Yes, and end with fireworks. The route will be published soon. We're still finalizing some of the details regarding that. But again, we want this year to make that parade really spectacular and really make it into a spectacle. Beyond just the lanterns, we're actually investing in a surprise. I'm not going to give it away. In a surprise of light. So we want the public also to come out then at Festival of Lights on the 12th. Come out in the numbers. We know that people come out nonetheless, but this year I'm telling you people, and if you know me, you heard my voice. I know people know my voice. We have something in store for you. So please come out, be part of the lantern competition as well as the Festival of Lights celebration on December 6th and the 12th. And of course, if you your interest has been piqued by this conversation, come and check us out at the Cultural Development Foundation on Saturday. We run that training session from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and you do not have to have any kind of experience. This can be your very first time playing in boxes.
Now, in terms of the, I guess the legacy of this as well, is there an opportunity? I mean, once the festival is, well, not the festival, but once the lantern competition is done, then the parade. Is there space for a continued display of these lanterns? Is that something that's worked into the square maybe as well?
Well, all of that is what we're trying to, these are features that we're trying to put in place. I don't know if you followed our costume building workshop, but since then we've recognized the importance of, again, that continuity. So we have persons creating and so on. But unfortunately, we don't have that many display spaces. So it calls for us to really innovate and be creative with reaching out to different agencies and so on to really get that artwork out there. So, of course, we are willing to do this with the lantern competition and with those lanterns. I mean, sending it out to schools and so on, which can also be a form of display and encouragement for participants. So we're open to ideas as well. So, of course, if you have a business with a show window and you figure, okay, this could save me on paying a decorator, we could feature some lanterns as part of our decor for the Christmas season.
Right.
Definitely reach out to us at the Cultural Development Foundation and we will do our best to facilitate
and
that.
possibly even maybe valorizing it if people
Definitely.
get some sort of income from this as well.
Definitely. And, of course, the lantern tradition does not have to stay within Christmas. Of course, the creativity allows for the theme to extend beyond Christmas. So, endless
like
possibilities.
A possibility for a young entrepreneur to take on.
Endless possibilities.
In fact, speaking of the endless possibilities, there's a particular restaurant which is really renowned in St. Lucia. And when you go there, they have their lanterns
Very
up.
true, yes.
And it adds that nice ambience. So if you're a hopeless romantic and you probably don't want to take part in the competition, but you want to create something to nice up the little vibe at home, please also come to learn how to make that lantern. And you may just fall in love with it on another level to actually take part in the competition. And I'd just like to note there's a business place. Sewing Center, I went there, was it in September, with someone from Taiwan. And that was, they had one of the lanterns on display. And this piqued the lady's interest so much. So it goes to show again that the lantern can exist beyond December.
It can be a feature piece in your
It can be a feature piece anywhere. So as Anthony stated, we look forward to our business partners calling us Corporate St. Lucia and NGO, anyone. Come down to the competition. If there's something that touches you, tell us, hey, we might just speak to the creator and see if it can be featured as part of your showpiece, as part of a narrative in your business, a celebration on observance. And who knows, maybe if our creative producer or someone sees fit, we may just have an Independence Day lantern parade. Anything is possible.
As we were coming for that as well, I was thinking back to maybe a couple Art in the City cities sometime back. There was, I think, if I remember correctly, some lantern pieces there. Or certainly some sort of shades with lighting. So definitely this should be something that can be incorporated into many, many events that we actually have. Whether it's jazz, whether it's carnival.
Yes. So with the help of individuals who are going to respond to this call, we can certainly make that happen. But again, an important part will be you, the individuals who sign up, the individuals who come out to the training, and of course advocates like yourself who say we need to keep this tradition going.
Wonderful, wonderful. Of course, we've been speaking to Mr. Anthony Dolce and Mr. Anthony Wilkie and Miss Tracy Dolce And we've been speaking on the upcoming events leading up to the lantern competition, which is happening on the 6th of, so Saturday the 6th of December from 10 o'clock at the National Cultural Center. But this weekend, you're having a training session, and it is also at the NCC, free of charge. Wonderful opportunity for you to learn how to make a lantern, whether you wanted to display it or have something for your home. And that's from what time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. as well.
Go to our social media pages and get further details.
And you can check them out, of course, yes, on the Cultural Development Foundation social media handles. And of course, this is all in the lead up to this parade, which is going to be part of the National Festival of Lights.
Correct.
On the 12th on the eve of National Day, the 12th of December.
Correct.
Anthony and Tracy, thank you so very, very much for being my guests here for our dish of the day. And it certainly is very exciting. If I had some time, I wish I may be able to pop in to see.
Maybe
to learn
RCI
something
could do
about-
one, you know?
Yeah, that sounds
RCI
really
Lantern.
interesting.
I see Mr.
Diggles
Phillips
here,
over
my
there.
Diggles.
Diggles,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you know?
be
Somebody
definitely.
artist, that's an artist there, you know?
I know, definitely. Very creative.
So we look
in
forward
every
to seeing the
respect.
RCI Lantern on display.
Sounds no pressure. Thanks for that indeed. And of course, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.
You as well, thank you.
And that has been our dish of the day. And in just a bit, we'll try to get in Republic Bank for our Republic Corner. But I'll be on the other side of our weather report.
This has been The Daily Dish.
Every bed in our hospitals tells a story of someone's mother, someone's brother, someone's friend. And when that story of care is complete, it's time for the next chapter, home. But too often, discharged patients are left waiting hours, days, weeks, sometimes months, not because they want to stay, but because no one comes. We understand life gets busy, but every extra day they wait means another patient, perhaps in pain, perhaps in crisis, can't get the bed they desperately need. So when the call comes that your loved one is ready, please be ready too. Pick them up, bring them back to the comfort of family, where healing truly continues. Because caring doesn't end at discharge, it continues with you. A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs.
We now head into our weather report brought to you by Island Style.
Last year, boy, problems to get shipment of tiles in time for Christmas. This year, Island Style has enough tiles in stock to cover the whole of St. Lucia. And with our Christmas sale starting now, every tile is on sale. Island Style has massive stock, the widest variety, and the very best sale prices on quality tiles and natural stone in St. Lucia. Great deals on beautiful bathroom faucets, vanities and fixtures, tiling tools and accessories. Don't fall for no gimmicks anywhere else. Island Style's annual Christmas sale is unbeatable. Tiles for miles. Deals as far as the eye can see. Start your car, ride your bike, hop on a bus, and hurry down to Island Style Town and Bath now. Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewford. Check Facebook for more details.
This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And the forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from between the east and the east-northeast near 20 miles per hour or 31 kilometers per hour. Weather partly cloudy to cloudy skies to cloudy at times with a few showers. Forecast for the Lesser Antilles, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with a few brief showers. And your tropical weather outlook, patches of low level clouds drifting along the moderate easterly wind flow will cause some passing cloud showers over the Lesser Antilles during the forecast period. The tropical weather outlook continues saying tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the tropical Atlantic during the next 7 days. And that was your weather report brought to you by Island Style.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Last year, boy, problems to get shipment of tiles in time for Christmas. This year, Island Style has enough tiles in stock to cover the whole of St. Lucia. And with our Christmas sale starting now, every tile is on sale. Island Style has massive stock, the widest variety, and the very best sale prices on quality tiles and natural stone in St. Lucia. Great deals on beautiful bathroom faucets, vanities and fixtures, tiling tools and accessories. Don't fall for no gimmicks anywhere else. Island Style's annual Christmas sale is unbeatable. Tiles for miles. Deals as far as the eye can see. Start your car, ride your bike, hop on a bus, and hurry down to Island Style Town and Bath now. Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewford. Check Facebook for more details.
And welcome back to the Lunchroom here at Radio Caribbean International. Now, of course, for today, we are going to be speaking with our friends over at Republic Bank, and it's Republic Corner this Wednesday. And I believe we have with us Miss Heliana Mathre, manager over at Republic Bank Eastern Caribbean Limited. Are you there with us, Miss Mathre? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yes, we're hearing you now. Sorry about that. And
That's okay.
how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very, very good indeed.
Awesome.
Now, of course, we are approaching the Christmas season, and we do know that it's about making things magical for Republic Bank customers all over St. Lucia. And so tell us, as we're gearing up for Christmas, what is the most common finance requests that persons are seeking coming into Republic Bank for?
Okay, so you actually said we're gearing up for Christmas, but Christmas has already started at Republic Bank.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Our promotion actually started from the 15th of October, and it's supposed to be ending on the 31st of January. We've noticed that most clients are more or less coming in to get personal loans and vehicle loans. Also to upgrade their homes for traveling purposes, clearing off of bills.
Right.
But a lot of persons are looking to more or less drive in style for the new year in 2026, getting their dream car.
Okay, that's really interesting. I suppose many of them have also been inspired by that recent event you had, that EV car show at the Caribbean Cinemas.
Some very attractive rates as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's good to know. Now,
Yes.
I hear you're doing something extra special with these approved vehicle loans. How are you making them even more magical?
Oh, yes, most definitely. So we're actually offering a little extra Christmas magic when persons apply for their vehicle loans. So not only getting your vehicle loan, we actually offer the clients as well of the fuel vouchers. So
Okay.
any client that's approved between that period of our campaign, which is the 15th of October to January 2026, they are entitled to getting a fuel voucher with us. So that's that extra Christmas magic that we're giving to our approved vehicle loan customers.
Wonderful. So you're getting something a little extra there to make sure that car can get on the road. Now,
Yes,
I heard you
right.
can also make a wish. Tell our listeners a little bit about that.
Okay, so regarding making your wish with Republic Bank, so any customer that have an approved loan with us, automatically they get entered into a draw whereby they would receive an email which indicates make your wish. And in that email, they can actually select what they want to more or less get for Christmas, what their dream would be for Christmas.
Wow.
And we try our best to make it happen by obviously a draw, by each customer having that opportunity to win that Christmas more or less dream for them.
That sounds too good to be true. That's pretty amazing, indeed. Now, can persons take advantage of multiple offerings this holiday season? How does Republic Bank make that happen?
Most definitely. So you think that by just applying for a loan, that's it. But we have multiple, I would say, prizes that can be won by customers.
Right.
So you have the option of one, when you approve for a vehicle loan, as I indicated earlier, you are able to get that fuel voucher.
Mm-hmm.
You also have the option of making a wish by the email. Once you approve for a loan, an email will be automatically sent to you whereby you can make that wish, and that wish can more or less come true, as well as giveaways that every week we actually select clients, at least 2 winners randomly, which can actually win shopping vouchers as well.
Wow. Okay. So there's lots of
Yeah.
you're layering up the opportunities for Republic Bank customers this Christmas.
Definitely.
Now, I also saw on social media, some people were saying that you can win like things like Amazon gift cards this season. How can you participate in that?
That's correct. So as I indicated, any client that gets a loan approved, they automatically get entered into that pool whereby they can get a chance to win gift vouchers. So every week we have a winner who would be entitled to getting that Amazon gift card.
Okay, that's
so
really
Christmas magic. That's all we hear in Republic Bank.
indeed, and of course everybody wants to take advantage of the season and
Most definitely.
and make it special, certainly. So how can persons start making their Christmas magical with Republic?
Well, some persons might be skeptical, I would say, in approaching us at Republic Bank because they may think that, okay, I don't have an account with Republic Bank. Would I more or less be entitled to getting a loan? It's not for only persons that have facilities or are customers of Republic Bank. It's for every person. We want to ensure that every person in St. Lucia has a magical Christmas. So in order for you to more or less get or gain from our Christmas promotion, all you have to do is to visit a Republic Bank branch near you. You have the option as well of speaking to one of our experts at any branch, as well as going onto our website, which is www.republicstlucia.com. So these are the 3 means of channels that you can use to get your Christmas dream come true, more or less.
Indeed. And so of course, it doesn't matter whether you might, maybe depending on where you are right now, you need a personal loan, you need some a new vehicle finance.
I'm not hearing you a bit clear. You're a little low. I'm not hearing you clearly.
So I'm saying...
This is what you said?
I'm saying, so regardless of whether it's a personal loan or you want your vehicle finance, maybe a new credit card, maybe you want to look at your mortgage, refinance your mortgage, all of that can be happening for the Christmas magic.
All of that is happening.
Well, that's
at Republic Bank.
Fantastic indeed.
And you also mentioned about the credit cards.
Yes.
So our credit cards also have some wonderful features, especially our Gold and our American Advantage MasterCard.
Right.
So you're not only shopping with these cards, but you actually gain some form of incentive when you actually shop, because you gain cash back with our Gold cards, and with our American Advantage card, you get miles, which can actually even pay for a vacation for you for the Christmas. So it's magic happening at Republic Bank.
Okay, sounds good, definitely. And those cards are so useful, especially if you're traveling.
Yes.
And you can get miles just by using your card. That's always definitely a great bonus.
Yeah, that's correct.
To have. So, of course, definitely a good opportunity. Lots of opportunities being made available with Republic Bank, whether it's you want to make your wish, whether you want to get a vehicle loan, whatever the case may be at this time, whatever you need in terms of financing support for this season, you can definitely make it happen with Republic Bank. Thanks so very much, Ileana Matre.
Thank you for having me.
For sharing the magic with us. And
Thank you.
any parting words? Anything else? You've covered everything for sure.
Sorry, repeat what
I
you
said
said.
you've covered everything that you want to cover.
Definitely.
Okay.
And just one thing to mention as
Yes.
well, we actually have a grand prize in January. So
Ooh, okay.
come on down to Republic Bank and let's see if you can be the grand winner.
Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, that's something that I think everybody needs to look out for. This might
Yes,
definitely
yes.
not only is it going to be your Christmas, your best Christmas ever with Republic, but you can also make sure that maybe even in the new year you're going to start it off
That's
with a
correct.
wonderful bang. So that's definitely
That's correct. So we
something
still have Christmas happening in January as well.
fantastic indeed. And of course, we've just heard it there from Miss Heliana Matre, manager over at Republic Bank EC Limited. Of course, this is part of our Republic Corner, which we bring to you every Wednesday. So it's an opportunity to make your Christmas magical. So enjoy it. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And of course, that has been our Republic Corner. We only have about 11 minutes left in the program. And I do know that lots of excitement still happening in the political space as the countdown is on in terms of the political parties here in St. Lucia. And they, of course, are all looking at trying to gain the support of the electorate in the upcoming general election. Of course, it only happens once every 5 years or so, and of course, this is a major moment in any country's development, setting out a government for the next term. And of course, we'll have to see how that continues to pan out. Lots of debate of what matters and what is under consideration right now. And so all sorts of issues are up, whether it's the cost of living, whether it is the matter of education and the quality of our schools, whether it is about support for particular groups, including the disadvantaged. We're seeing of course, lots of interest in terms of the economy in the country. How well is it doing? What are the challenges in respect of that, in terms of growing the economy, in terms of creating stability? So no doubt there will be a very heightened interest at this point by a lot of individuals. Many people, of course, have perhaps already made up their minds one way or the other, and but there may still be a number of others out there who are looking at this point in time. Unfortunately, some people also just go with the flow. they hear that their friends are going in one direction, so they kind of will just go along with the view of their friends, and that can be dangerous because, of course, number one, it really should be about your own discernment as to where things are at and what would work best for you and who you think can therefore also deliver on the many promises that political parties do make over the years. Now, of course, many interest in terms of polls, and we have seen one such poll, although that was an online poll, which was undertaken by an entity called WIC, and unfortunately we have not had the benefit of any others coming out, any other polls at the moment, but that certainly was one of the interesting ones coming out of West Indies and Caribbean News Online. In fact, they were looking at both the polls coming out of St. Lucia as well as St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, very interesting situation over there where the incumbent headed the government of the Unity Labour Party. They are, in fact, trying to achieve their 6th term in office. And so you're dealing with a rather different situation compared to us here in St. Lucia. Since the year 2000, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been effectively stuck with the very same government, and that's a pretty long time, no doubt about it. You do have other places in the world that you have had some pretty long stretches of continuous governance by one party or the other. I think over in like places like Japan, for example, the party in power there has been around for quite a long time. The same can also be said for places like Singapore. They've also been somewhat fixed to the party of Lee Kuan Yew. And of course, they have seen some changes, first to his son and now to a new leader, but essentially the very same party consistently holding power. In the case of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, however, the reality is that that country has been led by one individual, the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, from since the year 2000. And I suspect that, of course, many persons, quite often, they want to have some sort of a bit of a refresh. I think, he's been in power since 2001, but he was actually an MP from before that. And of course, so it's really hard, certainly, going that distance unbroken. Even in the case of St. Lucia, we did see John Compton, who was in power from 1964 until 1979. Albeit across, he had about 30 years where he was in power, but there was that break in between. It was not continuous. And that goes to show that quite often some electorates can get wary of very extended periods of one party in control. Mind you, however, the same is certainly not the case here in St. Lucia. We have been seeing since 2006 a back and forth between the parties, and that has had certainly some difficulty in terms of the delivery of and continuation of government. Far too often we've seen projects being stalled or projects being stopped when one party comes in, and sometimes the logic of it seems to be pretty questionable as to why those parties would have gone and taken those particular steps to stop certain projects. And so it perhaps is one of the points that the St. Lucia Labour Party will be trying to push right now, certainly, that the country needs a period of stability under one government. They've done 4 years, and they've put themselves back up for a new term. And of course, the other issue being that they can also argue that you actually do have, you've already seen what is on offer on the other side, given that Mr. Alan Chasney, who is the political leader of the United Workers' Party, had a term not too long ago, between 2016 and 2021. So certainly a comparison of the leadership styles and the areas where those respective leaders have placed emphasis is certainly one of the matters to be under consideration. Another major difference, of course, between Mr. Ralph Gonsalves versus Philip J. Pierre at this time is also a matter of age. And Mr. Gonsalves is, in fact, 79 at this point, and as opposed to Philip Pierre, who is is younger, certainly, and has, one can say, certainly at least another term ahead of him in terms of being re-elected. We have seen, of course, right here in St. Lucia, the risk in terms of electing a prime minister in and around that 80 age range. And of course, I speak to the fact that Sir John Compton was returned to power certainly in his twilight, after he had retired, coming out of political retirement at the age of 80. and was re-elected by the electorate. And so that, of course, meant at the end of the day he ended up passing during his term in office, not very long after, in fact, and certainly did not see that term to an end. And then, of course, we saw Mr. Stevenson King coming in, and a lot of fracturing, a lot of issues coming to the fore within that United Workers' Party government. Very influential figures such as Mr. Osbert Dove, for example, who was a senator and minister in his ministry, in his cabinet. He effectively was let off during that period of time due to internal pressures, one believes. So certainly very, very different situation between what is obtaining right now in St. Vincent versus that which obtains in St. Lucia. But no doubt there will be others who will be watching and seeing how these matters pan out. Also in St. Vincent, though, questions being raised of the interference of other players, including that of Trinidad and Tobago, and the government over there seemingly taking aim and trying to get under the skin of the Vincentian Prime Minister. That has been an interesting situation as well with respect to them. But they'll be going to the polls, I think, tomorrow, and so probably very soon we'll be able to hear what comes out of that. And, of course, St. Lucia heading to the polls on Monday. That's our program for today. Hope you can join us again tomorrow for another lunchroom. I'm your host, Calix George Jr., saying goodbye.